Hey all you nerds, Gabe aka Froopy Art here, and welcome back to our Gravity Falls encrypted-inspired Pokemon region. In the previous episode, you awoke to a world being overtaken by corruptive ultra wormhole energy. You answered a distress call and rescued the members of many instances from a legendary Ultra Beast. Taking a look at your map, you see that by heading south of your current location, you should be able to find one of your mind-controlled friends. Though all you have to go off is a ghost-type icon in the graveyard. You pass by a Pokécenter on the way, and though abandoned, you are still able to use it to heal up your Pokémon. The fog-filled forest is particularly unsettling to pass through, as the mist is now an unappealing red, and the Pokemon are more aggressive now. In fact, it seems as though many ghost-type Pokemon from the entire region are all here, running and flying about in a flurry. They are circling around a figure standing just ahead.
Oh hey dude, I didn't expect to see you out here. I guess I'm being all mind-controlled and junk. Hehe, it's pretty wild. But I'm having a blast working these ghost types into a destructive army. I'm thinking we'll eventually march on the rest of the world and spread fear and terror. That sounds pretty cool, right?
You know that you need to get that mind control collar off of Moos. Not only to save your friend, but also to give that valuable tech to McFadden, who needs it to fashion a device capable of restoring the region to its pre-apocalyptic state. It seems that this is going to be a double battle as Moos sends out two Pokemon. First is a Phasbogor, whose Ghost and Steel typing is a bit of a pain. Next to it is a little curveball with the tiny Kakurasai. This electric type seems very unsure about the battle. It keeps glancing back at Moos with a worried expression, and it actually refuses a couple of Moos's commands. You feel a little bad, but you will take all the help you can get in saving your friend. You manage to knock out both of these Pokemon, and Moos sends out two new species. The first is the evolution to Resnick, an evolution that will only take place if you have both it and Stitchum in your party at the same time. So let's see what happens to Resnick if a Stitchum gets to work on its look. So this line started off based on the Fresno Nightcrawlers, which are silly little spooky pants wandering around. But we're going to introduce another monstrous influence, a very classic monster, in fact, as we're looking at a Universal Pictures classic with the Invisible Man. You could definitely also lump in any of the other invisible, ghostly cryptids in there. I mean, there's a few out there, but with this look I'm going for, it's very Invisible Man. So in addition to the full Fresno Nightcrawler pants, we get gloves, bow tie, and suspenders, and the suspenders in particular really work for the bandaged Invisible Man look. By using the buttons and the abdomen wraps, I was able to maintain an abstracted face, but I don't know, it's still kind of nebulous. You know, where's the head? Like, is it the straps and the buttons, or is the head invisible and up above where the shoulders should be? Alright, let's learn all about Frantaloon, the hidden Pokemon. If a Lil Resnick spends enough time around a Stitchum or Pinum, it is able to upgrade its wardrobe and evolve. There still is no consensus on whether the clothing is being haunted or manipulated by an invisible Pokemon, but Frantaloon is a playful and energetic Pokemon. Their dance moves are unrivaled in the Hoenn region. The ability is Prankster, which gives priority to status moves, and the hidden ability is Mummy with those fun straps. It hops around the battlefield gracefully, using its Prankster ability to hit your team with some really debilitating moves. And their weird typing is also kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. Next to it, Moos has another curveball with the evolution to Little Violet. So it is time for our wee little spider to actually look like a Jorogumo. This is a yokai that is basically a terrifying spider woman. Of course, continuing with the first stage, we're maintaining the look of a Blacklight, both because I think it's cool, and with this being Gravity Falls, I needed a black light just to, reference the show a little more. Now, in addition to just making the light itself brighter, I wanted to introduce more Japanese influences since it is a yokai after all. So moving up from the light bulb socket, we get a band and multiple collars to reference a kimono. And then the face has some dramatic makeup and is all topped off with a little hair bun. I don't think it's too over the top, but I like that with the colors in particular, it's still pretty dramatic. And for colors, I like how the shiny turned out. Now, my initial idea was that it would look like a regular light bulb, but in switching the palette, it ended up looking just golden, which is pretty neat. Okay, let's meet Araquvee, the dark glow Pokemon. The long legs of this crafty spider do their best to protect the delicate abdomen, which is capable of producing blinding flashes of ultraviolet light or drawing in all light nearby. Araquvee manipulates the battlefield with dancing shadows and eerie lights, expertly supporting its allies and disorienting its opponents. The ability is still Tinted Lens, which powers up not very effective moves, and the hidden ability is Battery. It springs onto the battlefield and immediately begins setting up screens and other beneficial effects. These two Pokemon help one another and chip away at your team. You work hard and finally manage to feint them both. Moos sends out his final two Pokemon, the first being a Tiwi, which doesn't seem too tough to deal with. And the last Pokemon is the evolution to Little Stitchum, which of course is only able to evolve by helping either a Resnick or Frantaloon with its look. So our ghostly doll, which was based on the usually helpful Jenglot, is now turning into a full-on tailor or a seamstress. Now we're still sprinkling in some voodoo doll inspiration and letting it look creepy as heck. Like the stuffing falling out of the head still, that's an aesthetic that I want to maintain. But these pins, oh man, I love them. Not only are they pretty menacing, but they work for it basically being a costumer. My favorite of which is, the pin that's going right through the back of the neck. Creepy, gross, cool. Yeah, I think it's good. There's not a ton to say about this one. It's just cool. Okay, let's say hello to Pinum, the ghost doll Pokemon. While this joyful Pokemon is still eager to help with daily chores, especially sewing clothes, it has now mastered combat and will reluctantly take down foes with its sharp needles. Pinum appreciates a trainer who can see past its somewhat spooky appearance and regularly patches their clothes with spooky patterns. The ability is still Insomnia, which keeps it from being put to sleep, and the hidden ability is Pickup. Its sharp pins gleam, and you wonder if it will launch some ghost, normal, or steel moves at you. Instead, it does something unexpected. Being a single point faster than its partner Tiwi, Pinum uses the move Decorate to sharply raise both of Tiwi's attack stats. Tiwi, in turn, uses Self-Destruct. The boosted stab normal type attack doesn't affect Pinum at all, but decimates your team. As you try to recover from this brutal strategy, Moos has grasped a Beastmerge gem and has begun fusing with his final Pokemon. Alright, Moos just kinda has to have a silly Beastmerge form. So this is a reference to a few things. Obviously, this is a Final Fantasy VII reference, with it very much being Cloud. I knew I wanted to do a big metal sword to riff off of Pinum's pins. Now, this is also because Moos, or Soos, is just a big nerd who loves anime and video games. You can think of this design as basically Pinum helping Moos cosplay, and I think that's fun. And lastly, the thing that sealed the deal is that when the Book of Bill came out, there was a website, and on it, Soos revealed his favorite game, which was Sword Birth, Rise of the Swordians, Age of Swords. So after that, I just had to give Moos a great big old sword. Definitely the deepest Gravity Falls reference that we've done so far. All right, let's check out Beastmerge Pinum, the Sword Guardian. The Pokemon unravels its body and covers its trainer in a protective costume, complete with a ridiculously heavy sword. Somehow, the trainer is able to swing the sword with ease, defying the laws of mass and inertia to deal powerful strikes. After unfusing, the trainer can't help but sulk about dramatically like a video game protagonist. The ability is something new called Parry. So, half of the damage that it would receive from fighting type attacks is dealt back to the attacker. So that normal and steel type that it has ends up really potentially hurting the opponent. He is slow but extremely strong, and you learn the hard way not to throw a fighting attack its way. You remember back to the beginning of your journey when Moose went easy on you during your first type specialist battle. Now he is cleaving through the last of your team. With one final push, you manage to defeat Moose. He collapses to the ground, and you take the opportunity to remove his mind control collar. As you do, the frenzy of ghosts around you disperses.
Whoa, dude. I cannot thank you enough. I know this is gonna be hard to believe, but I didn't actually want to create a ghost army to terrorize the world. So, what do you want me to do with this mind control collar? I need to take it back to McFadden? Yeah, I can totally do that.
Moose takes the control collar marked with the ghost symbol and leaves for Lazy Susie's diner. You check your map for the next person in need. But we'll pick up from there in the next episode. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are enjoying this series. There is a new puzzle added to the Discord server, so check out the video description for details on how to join all of the journal deciphering fun that we're having there. I want to thank the awesome Patreon supporters for helping support this channel. But in particular, I have to shout out Angel, Cyberlord, and Mason. These three are the coolest of the cool up in the champion tier. Alright, I will catch you in the next one. Later, nerds.